presenting author Heather Lalto Ferguson. Among local writers, Heather stands out. Not only has she mastered the art of writing in the style of the classics, but is meticulous in creating images that live on in our hearts and minds. She writes of local legends like Mahal and so many others in the 9 books she has penned so far. Heather was born in Pinal in 1951. Her parents, Ralph and Marjorie Lalto, were school teachers. Heather enjoyed an idyllic childhood growing up at her grandparents' home on a lavish 42-acre estate in Pinal. She described her early years as near perfection. Fruit trees, farm animals, and warm, friendly faces in and around the village kept her secured and happy. Even as she began attending kindergarten, it was with her mother who taught at the prestigious Naparima Girls' School. In 1958, her father became a teacher at one of the island's leading secondary schools, Queen's Royal College. Heather was torn away from the village life and taken to Port of Spain to live. She attended Bishop Ansley's High School. In an interview, she said, "All too soon, it was moving time again. I hated to leave Trinidad, but I had no choice. The family moved to Canada. Heather began studying at Mount Allison University in New Brunswick, where she met her future husband, Ron Ferguson. They were married in 1976. Her love for literature led her to a career in journalism. A prolific writer, she is also the author of such interesting books. She said, "Trinidad was always alive in my heart and mind. I wrote from memory and with a deep, deep sense of nostalgia." After retirement and most recently, she wrote for the Trinidad online magazine My Trinidad. Heather is a prominent member, writer of Poetry and Prose South chapter, where she was featured as the author of the month last year. She is also a valued writer-reader of this forum, Virtual Storytime. Among her 9 books are family histories of both her maternal and paternal families in the Laltos of Trinidad and the Mulchansings of Freeport, a Caribbean Odyssey. She tells the story of the history of both her father and mother's side of the family. She also wrote A View from My Armchair, a collection of poetry. Cold Fire, another collection, consists of 9 essays bridging the gap between Canada and Trinidad. In Tales from the Swamp, this brilliant author tells short stories written entirely in the Trinidad vernacular. Her Circles Dance is a collection of 3 novelettes, while in Symmetry in Destiny, she gave her reader a unique glimpse of coincidences with thrilling family stories. Heather wrote Biography of Jacob Lalto, a betrayal of fortune about her uncle who served in World War I in 1914 in England. She said, "Trinidad grew me proud and strong in my formative years. My eyes look for her breathtaking scenery. My feet walk on the beaches, and every day I miss busting a lime with my Trinidad brethren." Lately, she has been exploring local Trinidad colorful characters in experimental tales of well-known folks as the village beggar, the sweet man, the saga boy, the lady of questionable morals, etc. Always writing, it is the creative process that appeals to her most, and living far from her island home only serves to bring her focus and attention on the aspects of life here in Trinidad that will forever live in her heart. Remember the poem from the West Indian Reader? It says, "Those who eat the cascadura fish, The native legend says, wheresoever they may wander, end in Trinidad their days. In Heather's case, it is the navel string that is buried here that keeps her tied to this land. It gives me tremendous pride to call Heather Lalto Ferguson my friends. Her books add significantly to the literary repertoire of our island home. Thank you.